Tattoo artists, what tattoos you're tired of giving people? There are certain tattoos that I'm definitely getting tired of giving people, such as traditional style tigers, koi, and dragons. I'm also starting to see a lot of people getting text tattoos that are difficult to read or completely unoriginal, so those are starting to get a little old for me too. My artist is amazing, but also a douchebag. I was 19 and wanted my first tattoo to be a squid on my chest. I had $500 for the first appointment. Dude drew up something that covered my chest, stomach and shoulders. Said he would do it for $500 an appointment. He was pocketing the money, later fired. Like a decade later I asked him why he drew up something so big, and he said he was bored and thought it would be funny for a 19-year-old to get totally inked. Logos of products. Especially Monster Energy drink. I have you a truck driver who comes into work with his favorite beer on his leg. Not just the logo but the whole can. I had a customer who had the Budweiser can label around his upper forearm, like the entire label from a can of Bud wrapped all the way around his arm. And it must have been 15 years old because the label design was pretty dated and his skin was all loose and warped. Certainly not the same, but my parents had Budweiser sheets on their bed when I was growing up. I'm tired of tattooing flowers around people's buttholes. I'm sorry, what? He's tired of tattooing flowers around people's buttholes. Thanks, I'm hard of hearing. There was no need to yell. Surely the phrase "only God can judge me or I live, laugh, love" has got to be up there. Only God can live, laugh or love. Live, laugh, judge me. What a coincidence. That's how I judge people. A gal I went to high school with tried to get this tattoo, but instead she phrased it "God can only judge me," and now it sounds like she's calling God an incompetent pussy. She's very religious, so I know this wasn't her intention. Someone get the words Times New Roman tattooed in Comic Sans. Please. I'm a graphic designer with a tattoo appointment on Tuesday. I don't hate this lol. Can I ask you, why do people hate Comic Sans? Whenever I hear about people hating Comic Sans, I just don't understand. Same thing with Nickelback. They're not really that bad of a band. Like, not bad enough to keep mentioning how bad they are over and over. While reading down this thread, please don't mention my tattoo. But your tattoo isn't lame. Among Us is trendy, you silly imposter. Did they? Never you mind, only God can judge him. Lol. I've already seen one of mine, lol. My face when nobody has mentioned phrases in Latin. Like the douche canoe restaurant GM I worked with who had both Veritas and Equitas on his forearms. I've seen a ton of these. What is it supposed to represent? I have a sleeve and I know what it means to me, but I can never get a straight answer out of the dudes who have these. They watched the Boondock Saints and thought it was cool. If one more of my male friends gets his last name tattooed across his shoulders, well, it would make about a dozen. You seem to have a lot of forgetful male friends. Fucking Shorsey, give your balls a tug, bud. Fuck you, Shorsey. Fuck you, Jonesy, tell your mom she owes a new Japanese fighting fish, 'cause she squirted so hard it flew into my fish bowl, through of the pH levels. I've seen a guy with a tattoo of Santa taking a shit down a chimney. It's really well done, too. Crisp lines and vibrant colors. I'm sure it's close to being unique in the world. Not sure what prompted him to get it, but I'd like to have seen the tattooist's reaction when he asked for it. Maybe the chimney belonged to the Schmidt house. Owls or the Taz of this generation. Some tattooer on one of those TV ink shows said this. One of my tattoo artists kept the stencil for David Beckham's Angel on his wall as he was asked to do it on a weekly basis. Tasmanian Devil? Think they mean Taz the Looney Tunes character specifically. In the 90s, tattoos of Looney Tunes were incredibly popular. I graduated USMC boot camp in 1999 and my heavy hat drill instructor had Bugs, Daffy, Taz, and Yosemite Sam tattoos all visible. So you remember Looney Tunes spelled that way as well, but apparently it's spelled Looney Tunes. Total mindfuck. Probably names of current lovers. The only time it is acceptable to get a significant other's name tattoo is if they have passed away. Otherwise you're just asking for the breakup clock to start. My GF in high school wanted to get a tattoo. After talking about it for a while, she jokingly said she would get my name as a tattoo. I told her it was a bad idea, and she dropped it, but then kept bringing it back up every few days, and a little more serious about it every time she said it. Finally she said it was her body and she could get whatever tattoo she wanted, and she was sure we would last forever and it wouldn't matter anyway. I told her she could get whatever she wanted, but if it was my name I was going to break up with her. I don't think she ever got a tattoo. The relationship only lasted about 3 months total. Good thing she wasn't afraid to let that red flag fly. My tattoo artist friend who only finished her apprenticeship a little while ago says she's already over it with all the feathered tattoos. I want a raven tattoo, and ravens have lots of feathers. Am I screwed? Nah, I'm talking like a straight up single line art feather. Plenty of artists would be thrilled to tattoo a raven. I met a guy who had a Chinese character tattooed on his arm. Said he went into a Chinese restaurant and the waiter took one look at him and ran off. After a few minutes the manager came over and asked him to leave. He explained the character on his arm meant demon instead of what he asked the tattoo artist for. He had to go back and get it modified. Honest mistake or deliberate? How could we say if it was an honest mistake while not knowing what he asked for? I mean, if he asked for spirit, then maybe an honest mistake by a non-native speaker. This was years ago and he told me what it was supposed to represent, but I have no idea what now. I know how to win a war easily with China now. In Australia I would have to say the Southern Cross is a big one, definite douchebag points. As a non-Australian, would you mind explaining this to me? It's on their flag. We have the Southern Cross on our NZ flag too, but theirs has an additional star, more points on each star, and is colored differently. Oh thanks, but why do you get douchebag point if you get a tattoo of the Southern Cross if you're from Australia or New Zealand? It's the Aussie equivalent of a shredded American flag or bald eagle with guns. Not an artist, but from all the people I've gotten tattoos from, they hate doing stars, swirls, stars with swirls, infinity symbols, intricate small font lettering. Seems like you don't like the letter S, lol. Show me on the doll where the S touched you. /S. Stars, swirls, stars with swirls. You tattoo a lot of gay bottoms? My tattoo artist freestyled stars around my UFO. It wasn't originally planned, he suggested it halfway through the actual tattooing. I don't know why so many people want giant swastikas, because they sure don't look like the kind of people who are into Eastern religion. It's gonna be a maze. Was waiting for that comment. Hashtag 6th season Sunday movie. Double bounce me. r/suddenly community if that exists. As a friend of mine said a year ago or so, if I get another tribal request or one of those pixies, I'm going to fucking stab them in the eye. Tribals are so much fun, though. It's like a green card to play like mad with geometry. Green light? I thought tribal tattoos were out of fashion these days. I think they've come full circle. Out and then in again. Text tattoos are the fucking worst. That God is greater than the ups and downs symbol. G to the power of V is essentially what this is. This one always annoyed me because if said out loud according to how they put it, it would really be God is greater than the downs and ups. Well, congratulations to God for the thinking he's better than people with Down syndrome. Not very loving if you ask me. GV, you mean? Yes. Formatting error. Tattoo artist friend explaining his work. Another day, another dumb bitch getting a butterfly on her back. Lol, I remember this pic I saw a while ago of a girl who wanted to get the word butterfly in Hebrew tattooed on her back. Instead of butterfly, she got butterfly. It was in a really generic font too. And this is why you always get tattoos on languages you can't read double-checked by actual native speakers. Native speakers with no sense of humor. The funny ones will fuck it up even more. No one's mentioned mine, which is a relief. I do have a tribal style scorpion on my foot that was my first tattoo, but I like some styles of tribal, and I like my tattoo, so that's all that really matters. If you're ever stressed about a tribal tattoo, just remember Mario canonically got a tribal tattoo when Super Mario Sunshine came out. So you're as cool as Mario. Funny because the comment right below yours right now is about tribal tattoos. I saw a few comments regarding them, but I think the designs that fit under the category are so broad that you can't say they're all bad. It's a style. It'd be like saying you hate neo-traditional or something, right? Those sugar skulls with roses. Are people really still doing those? I have one from 10 years ago, back in the everything is a star tattoo era. I thought we would have learned by now. I have a QR code tattoo that rickrolls anyone interested, lol. No you fucking don't. Really? Lol. Okay, this is uber cool. This isn't your Uber. Wrong car.